Okay, we're ready for Stitch Pink, Block 3.
Hey, we're back for block 3, Stitch Pink Sew Along. This one's called Monkeying Around. That's a perfect name for it. So once again, you need to download your pattern, and we'll be posting those now every day on our Facebook page. So if you're having trouble finding the pattern, you should be able to click on our Facebook page and you should be able to find it.
Took us a little bit to figure it out.
We got it figured out. Well,
Yeah,
someone
well,
got it figured out, not
with,
us.
with help, we got it figured out, with
Right.
lots of help.
So I've got my pieces cut. I've got them labeled with my little alphabetties. The first thing you want to do is make your half square triangles for these corner units, I should say. So you sew the B and C fabrics together along the long side. So to save some time, I did that already because, I mean, you sew the squares together. That's not too tough. The next part is a little bit where I would want to have some help for this. So I'm going to move this over. What you do for the next part is you're going to sew 2 triangles, the B triangles, to the side of this half square. This is not right. Yep,
It
this
is looking right. No,
No.
that one's not right. It comes down on this side,
Okay, stop.
like that.
Yes. Okay, go.
I didn't stop it.
All right. Okay. So you can see I haven't made these ahead of time. And I said I might need some help. All right. So you sew this one on this side. And just like when you did your flying geese units and you had to sew one side on and then press it out and sew the other side on, you want to do the same thing with this. What you want to match, though, on this is the top edge. You want to line that up, and you want the 1/4 inch or that's hanging over to be on the bottom, and it shows that on the pattern as well. So when you line that up, and it showed you doing the other one first, which totally doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't.
So
Coming back over.
we're stopping this. Oh my goodness. You will end up with a triangle that looks like that, and it's all going to be nice and pretty. And see how that 1/4 inch is over the edge there?
So you do one, press it
as
out.
do as we say, not as I did. Yes. So you'll sew one side on, press it out, and then you'll line the other one up, and you want to line it up with this outside corner, this 90-degree angle.
Okay.
You want the 90-degree angle lined up right there. And so I'll go sew those. I'll make sure I get them right.
Yeah, or you'll be ripping.
And then I'll come back.
All right.
We'll come back and show you what to do next.
Okay.
Okay, so you guys didn't know this was going to be a comedy show, did you? So anyway, I sewed my units together, and they worked just great. So
Oh, wait a minute. Hold that up. Look at how those points meet. All right. Nice job.
Okay. All right. So you made 4 of these total. Now the next step is to line them up with the A triangle. And then you're going to just sew them together. I like to sew from this side. I should have clipped that little thing off. I like to sew from this side. So I'll pin this together. And then when I sew, I make sure my seam goes right across that little point right there. And then I know that my points are going to show up sometimes.
And you're hitting right at your 1/4 inch there, too.
Yes, that should be a 1/4 inch from the edge. So after you do that, I've sewn the rest of these together so you can see what they look like. So
Nice.
it makes this unit, and you will have 4 of those. And really the next step is laying them all out. So I'm going to go ahead and I'll just go ahead and lay them out. So you just follow the little diagram right here. So we've got our, move these off my design board now. So I'll have all these but that one. I'll line these up like this. I'm gonna have those squares in between. I'll lay this one there just to kind of hold its place. So, all right, and then you just follow the little diagram. We'll put a D and an E right here. Trying to find which is my right side.
Yeah, it's kind of hard.
Yeah, now I've already sewn these, so they're going to be a little bit smaller than these squares. But that's okay. And then an F, you had just one F. And that's why I like to keep the little alphabets on them until I get them laid out right. And these were the D's and these were the E's, so I'll just lay it to the side there. So you just continue laying out your pieces. I find it easiest if I lay them out like this and take this design board right over to my sewing machine. I know they're in the right order.
Keeps you from having to refer to the pattern over and over.
Yes. There are my E's. And here are the D's. So what it says to do is to sew the two top ones together, sew the two bottom ones together. And then you can sew this row together and this row together. And then you'll sew these 5 together and they'll make your middle row. So again, you're going to end up with 3 rows.
And then once you get that square together, what do you do with those strips?
What? Oh,
G and H.
I'll show you that after I get these sewn together. I'm back. I've got my blocks sewn together. They worked out really great. So now the only thing you have left to do are those 2 pieces that Lisa was talking about. So the G should be the same size as my block when it finished up. Pretty darn close.
And that block was 12.5?
This actually is 11 3/4.
Oh.
So it should measure 11 3/4 by 11 3/4. Strip G is, I think, 1 inch. G is 1 1/4 inch by 11 3/4. So it will finish 3/4 of an inch when you sew it on there. So 3/4.
Okay.
So anyway, you'll sew that to the bottom, and then after you get that sewn on, I think this is the right side, yeah. That should measure, that should be the same. Right now it's not because of my 1/4 inch
Yep.
that I'm off because of this.
That's going to be a pretty block.
It is a pretty block.
And what was the name of this one?
It was called Monkeying Around.
All right.
So you sew those 2 on, you're all good to go. Your block should measure 12.5 by 12.5 unfinished.
And then you would be done with day 3 block.
Day
correct?
3 block would be finished, yes.
All right.